morning, Stallions. This is our, third or fourth video on the ACT writing portion. Today, I just wanted to take a look and kind of walk you through the rubric. So this is how you'll be graded on the SAT writing portion. Notice up here at the top, this gives you the categories. So this is the topics or categories that you'll be graded on. You have ideas and analysis, development and support, organization, and language usage. So I'm going to walk you through what those terms mean. Before I do that, though, I just want to take a look at how, what the range is. So you're scored between, so this is a two-pager, between a 1 and a 6, okay? So a 1 being the lowest, okay, 6 being the highest, right? So we kind of want to shoot for the 6 here. Let's start off with looking at the categories, and let's look at like the best that you can turn in. So under ideas and analysis, the writer generates an argument. So remember, you're trying to persuade argument that critically engages with multiple perspectives on the given issue. So remember how in the prompt it said you had to have your perspective and then also address the other perspective. So based on this, if you're getting the 6, not only have you used your perspective and another perspective, but maybe you've also brought in a second perspective. So again, saying what all of these other sides are saying on your particular topic. The argument's thesis reflects nuance, which means it shows how there's lots of different sides to the issue, and precision in thought and purpose. The argument establishes and employs an insightful context for analysis of the issue and its perspectives. The analysis examines implications, complexities, and tensions, and/or underlying values or assumptions. Okay, that's a lot of fancy words. What it's really trying to say is that, again, you're not just beating the reader over the head with your side. It is you're also taking into account what the other sides will think. Okay, so if you're hoping for the highest score on this, you're going to have to look at not just what you think, what that one other side thinks, but also bringing in other sides as well, and including that throughout. So remember, in our outline, we're just, in the sections we were writing in the last video, we were just trying to like acknowledge the other side. Okay, so acknowledging the other side is probably going to get you down here, like in the 3 range. Okay, but if you want to go for the 6, you need to be including the other side pretty much throughout your introduction, your body paragraphs, and into your conclusion. Okay, and again, that's shooting for the 6. Development of ideas and support. So under development and support. Okay, so if you're hoping for the 6 on development and support, development of ideas and support for claims deepen insight and broaden the context. An integrated line of skillful reasoning and illustration meaning like not picture, but you're like spelling it out, effectively conveys the significance of the argument. So this is why it's important. Qualifications and complications enrich and bolster the ideas and analysis. What this means by qualifications, it means like qualifying, which is just a fancy word for saying, I know where the other side is going to say I'm wrong, and you kind of acknowledge, here's what the other side thinks of my perspective. Okay, that's what it means by qualifications. So again, if you're shooting for the highest score, you've got to be not just saying here the other side thinks this, here's why they're right. Here's why what they say is important, and then bringing it back to you, but here's why I am more right than they are. So you've got to be doing that throughout your essay, okay? Under organization, that seems pretty easy. The response exhibits a skillful organizational strategy. The response is unified by a controlling idea or purpose, that means your thesis, and a logical progression of ideas increases the effectiveness of the writer's argument. So you've got body paragraphs that go in an order that makes sense. Each of your body paragraphs is only about one topic, one idea, and you're not bouncing all over the place. Okay. This next little part, transitions between and within paragraphs strengthen the relationships among ideas. So what this means is you're using transition words in between your body paragraphs. So my first reason for saying that I'm right, that's a transition. I like to call that an external transition. And then you also have internal transitions. So that's transition words or phrases in between each of your examples within your body paragraph. Okay, so if you're able to do both those, the external and the internal transitions, that's going to get you the 6 under organization. And that's a pretty easy thing. It's pretty easy 6 to get. Okay. And then the last topic is language usage. The use of language enhances the argument. Word choice is skillful and precise. Sentence structures are consistently varied and clear. Stylistic and register choices, including voice and tone, are strategic and effective. While a few minor errors in grammar, usage, and mechanics may be present, they do not impede understanding. Okay, so that last sentence is going to make some of you really relieved. Because this is a timed essay under a high pressure situation, they are not going to kill you on spelling. They are not going to kill you on commas. Okay, all of those things, don't sweat those. As long as they do not impede understanding. So as long as the reader gets what you're saying, okay, and they're not having to like spend 10 minutes trying to figure out what words you were trying to use, you're going to be okay on this part. Okay, so those of you who are terrible spellers, don't sweat it. As long as they can, if the test is not online and we do go back to the paper copy, as long as they can read your handwriting, you should be fine, right? So the other portion of this, though, is saying this is the part where you're not going to want to use slang terms. Okay, so you're going to want to use the more formal. You're not going to use ain't. You're not going to use cause. You're going to use because. So make all of those kind of more formal choices. When it's talking about sentence structure, it's asking for you to not just do your simple sentences. I think, I believe. You can actually start with some of your phrases. Some of your teachers should have worked on kind of mixing up, starting with prepositional phrases, that kind of thing. So in order to get the 6 here, you're going to have to use some of your skills on writing and make those more interesting sentence choices. Again, that's to get the 6. Okay, but you don't need to get a 6 in all the categories in order to do well on the writing portion.